Hi and welcome or welcome back to Second Arts. My name is Agnieszka and this week I'm refinishing a retro coffee table I found at Marketplace for only 300 Swedish crown. Swedish Marketplace and local secondhands are full of retro furniture, but it isn't often you can find one this cheap. This table had some paint stains here and there, and the top even had some water damage, but I had a feeling I would be able to fix that. Little did I know how bad this restoration would go. I was really hoping for a warm and sunny summer this year, but boy am I disappointed. Rain and 17 degrees Celsius was the best we could get that day. To make the job way easier for myself, I wanted to unscrew the legs, but it was way easier said than done. It took me a few minutes to remove them, but once it was done, I could move on to the next task. To strip this table, I'm using my all-time favorite stripper V33. Unfortunately, this stripper is not available here in Sweden, but I'm lucky enough that my parents can ship it to me from Poland. I found other strippers here in Sweden, but these are usually way more expensive than the one I'm using. I left the stripper on for about 30 minutes to do its work, and then I removed the stripper with my spatula, and you can already see it made a huge difference. Once the top was stripped, I moved on to the corners and sides of the table. As you can see, this is a very slow process, but I really want to remove all that stripping gel so that I can later sand without destroying the table.
The next day.
Once the table and legs were stripped and the weather got a little bit better, I could take the table outside to sand it smooth. As you can see, I'm using my Orbital sander, no matter if it's a flat surface, if it's a rounded surface, if it's the legs, if it's the top, it works everywhere. Although you have to be very careful, but very careful that you don't sand through the veneer. It's very thin and it's very easy to sand through. To avoid that, you're gonna let the machine do its work without adding any pressure. There was a wood crack in one of the legs, which didn't really affect the table very much, but to make sure it's stable, I glued it with regular indoor wood glue. But since I didn't have any clamps that were long enough at this time, I had to improvise a little bit. So I put the legs down and put a brick on top of it. Once everything was set and done, I relocated myself from my garage to my spare room where I keep my finished furniture. This table was almost done, but there was one thing missing. I needed to make this wood grain pop out. So I wiped off all the dust and let the table dry a little bit. And to finish this table, I wanted to use a new to me product, Wipe-On Polycrylic. And that's exactly where I destroyed the table.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
This was my first time trying this product, so I followed the instructions carefully. But to say I got mad when I saw the results is an understatement. This oil-based wipe-on polycrylic dried very fast, and you can see the white color of it, which to me is a little bit weird, especially that this is a oil-based product. You can even see here how it looks like a big stain, and it just looks very uneven. At this point, I was absolutely done with this table. I didn't want anything more to do with it. But luckily, my husband came to the rescue and took over the job.
I love it!
So he sanded the entire table once more to raw wood. Next, he used this water-based stain to give the table a nice color. He applied the stain with a sponge, and of course he went with the wood grain to make sure it's gonna be super even and nice. As you can see, my husband is way more forgiving than I am because he used the same wipe-on polycrylic once again. The only difference is that he went with the wood grain and did not apply the polycrylic directly onto the wood, and he used a sponge. So basically not following the instructions paid off this time. This table restoration didn't go as planned at all, but thankfully Ryder was here to save the day. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn more about furniture flipping, don't forget to follow us because we have way more videos coming your way.